Woke up this morning with that sunshine in my eyes. Na, 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 na. Woo! Kicking off episode 2 with that Joe Exotic banger. But guys, welcome back to the Forever Better podcast. We've got episode 2 coming at you now, but let's have a quick chat about that Joe Exotic. You know, if I knew the rest of the lyrics to that song, I'd keep singing for you, but I don't. But obviously that Tiger King show came out a couple of weeks ago now, so you've all probably watched it. If you haven't, then and you've got Netflix, then what the fuck are you doing? Because we know you've got nothing else to do, anyways. But let's have a quick chat about that, because you know, with when that series came out, man, I was all aboard that Joe Exotic train. You know what I mean? Like he had all those qualities, man. He was good at marketing. He had those fucking catchy one-liners. So he had like that whole little comedic vibe. He was a hard worker. You know, he had the bum leg throughout the whole series, but every time there was some shit going on, you'd see him there lifting all the heavy shit. And I can relate to that, man. I got a bum leg too, and I'm out there lifting all the heavy shit. So, you know, Joe and I had a little bit in common. He had that fucking mullet going on too, so and he had them crazy. He had a big love for big cats, and I can relate to that, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, man, I was aboard the Joe Exotic train. He had their own TV show as well, or his own radio station, his own entertainment thing. Um, so he was ahead of his time, man, doing that shit for the past few years. He's expert marketer, content creator, a little bit of a comedian on the side. So I was aboard the fucking Joe Exotic train, man. I was like, this guy's cool. Free Joe Exotic, you know. I was all aboard that campaign, and Culture Kings actually came out with some Joe Exotic merch. I can't remember what the brand is, but they have a whole bunch of Joe Exotic merch, like Joe Exotic for President 2020, Free Joe Exotic, and all that type of shit. And man, I was gonna buy one of those shirts as well. You know, even if I only wear it once, I'd still buy it. You know, just what I do with all my other shirts: buy it, wear it once, leave it in my closet for a couple months, and then resell it for like $10, like 10% of what I actually paid for. So I was even gonna buy a shirt, but then they came out with that bonus episode, and obviously Joe's in prison and everything like that. But with the bonus episode, everybody was like, the host John McHale was like, asked everybody like, does Joe deserve to be in prison? And then when you watch the show and see who was closest to Joe, they were all like, yes. And that's not the point of the story. It's more when they started talking about it was that long-haired bloke who was one of the zookeepers. He was talking about how they used to use him to call tigers over to the fence, and then Joe would just shoot the tiger, a perfectly healthy creature, but he would just shoot him to make space in the cage for some newer, younger tigers. And then you had that fucking, I don't know what his name is, that Crocodile Dundee old man that lives in Norway now. I think it's Rick, the guy who was filming Joe's reality show. And then he was telling that one story where a lady came to the zoo, and she was like, Joey, can you look after my horse? I don't have enough space. You've got the space. Can you look after my horse? And Joe was all like, yeah, I'll take care of your horse. And as soon as that lady jumps back in the car and drives away, Joe pulls out his gun and he's like, poof, fucking shoots the horse. And he's like, well, now we got tiger meat. And then they cut up the fucking horse and just feed it to the tigers. And you see that shit, and it's like, or you hear that shit, and it's like, what the fuck, Joe? Damn, man. Now I'm jumping off the train, bro. The second that shit starts to get, that information starts to come out, it's like, nah, I'm off the train, bro. Damn, Joe. You still funny, but I can't rock your shirt anymore, Because there's something about animal cruelty that's just... it just hits you deeper. than anything else. I don't know if I'm the only one, but it's like you know when you're watching the movie, one of the character dies. Big fucking deal. That shit happens all the time. But then you're watching the movie and then the pet dies. And it's like, you start crying and shit. You know, I was watching this was a couple months ago. I was watching, I don't know what the movie's called. It's on Netflix. It's got that Stanley Tucci guy. I guess you can say the premise is similar to A Quiet Place, that John Krasinski movie. Because there's like some fucking birds flying around. I know The Quiet Place isn't birds, but there's these fucking birds flying around, and if you make noise, they attack. So Stanley Tucci's in the car with his family. They're trying to get away. They're in the van. They got his wife. They've got his kids, and he's got the dog, the family dog, in the car too. Anyway, you see all the birds flying around. That dog starts barking, and so the fucking birds start attacking the car. Pow, pow, pow. And then they're trying to shut the dog up. You know, the little girl is cradling the dog. And then the Stanley Tucci motherfucker, you know, he opens the car boot, and then they let the dog out. And then right at that point, you know what's going to happen to that dog, because he's going to be out there making noise. And so I fucking turned that movie off, you know, just because you know what happened to the dog. So from that point on, I ain't watching no damn Stanley Tucci movies. Because he's a fucking villain now. Not the birds, the fucking Stanley Tucci. He killed the dog. But I can't remember what other movies you've got. Like, you know, obviously Marley and Me and everything like that. The dog passes away at the end. But I just can't deal with that shit. So that's why I'm off the Joe Exotic train. But it's not even that. It was, well, yeah, it's that. But also the funny part was, what's his name? One of Joe Exotic's ex-husbands was on there with a fucking mouthful of teeth, you know? Joe Exotic fucking turning all these straight guys gay. Man, that's crazy. How the fuck you turn a straight guy gay? Like, that's insane, man. Is that the power of cats? The power of drugs? Or the fucking power of Joe Exotic, you know? Fucking smooth talking Joe Exotic. Imagine that, you just fucking walking into a zoo. And you're there like, I just want to see some animals, man. All of a sudden, this fucking strapping young man with a fucking with a blonde mullet walks over to you. And, you know, he's got like 70 piercings. And he's got that one eyebrow piercing where his skin's just so fucking loose that eyebrow piercing is dripped in front of his eye. And he's got that ring where it's in front of his eye, so that's probably like his target, you know what I mean? Like with the sniper rifle, that's what he uses to fucking locate his next victim. All of a sudden, he's looking around, he sees you, he eyes you out, he looks you up and down, checks out you know, what you're working with, and he walks his way over to you, and he's like, "You want to pet them tigers, boy?" And then you're like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Well, put this blindfold on, and I'll let you pet them tigers." And you put the blindfold on. Next thing you know, he's putting something in your hand, and he's like, "You feel that tiger tail, boy?" And you're like, "Why is it so hard? Why is it veiny?" And you open your eyes, you take that blindfold off, and it's... I think if you've got an imagination, you can see what I'm going with there. I don't want to turn this podcast into something disgusting. But imagine that, man. And that guy had more teeth now. So, you know, he's switched his life around for the better. He obviously made a little bit of money on that show. He's got a little bit of fame now. The guy's got fucking more teeth than me. Because true story, I've lost 2 teeth. So, this one time I was at Pancakes at the Rocks, you know, and I was eating. I can't remember what I was eating. But, yeah, I'm just biting into my food. Next thing you know, I fucking chipped a tooth. And just a couple months later, that shit was like hurting like hell. So I had to get that one removed. And a little bit after that, I was chewing on some chewing gum. And that fucking broke my tooth as well. and slowly like another piece broke and everything like that, and I would just constantly like wiggle it with my tongue every now and again. So it wasn't even paining me or anything like that, but it was actually giving me like fucking bad breath. It was giving me like some real stank breath. So I just kept wiggling it with my tongue. Eventually it came loose, and just like over a year after it being chipped, it slowly just came loose to the point where it just came out. So I'm one missing tooth away from becoming Joe Exotic's fourth husband. But I don't know, what else has everyone been doing, man? Because I know there's not much to do. So yes, when I say what else has everyone been doing, that's a bit of a trick question, because I know you've been doing shit all. But I'm so bored, man. I fucking even last week I made a TikTok because I'm so bored. You know what I'm saying? And like, yeah, TikTok is probably like the new social media platform that's kind of like being blown up. And it's like you got to have a TikTok these days, but I always thought it was for like the younger crowd. Because you see little snippets or little clips of TikTok on Instagram, and it's just like these young kids dancing and everything like that. So yeah, I was like, fuck it, I'll just make a TikTok. We got nothing better to do, might as well create some content. Because there's some funny TikToks out there, so I guess you could use it for comedic purposes, which is kind of what I wanted to do. But it's yes, it gives you it's good to be creative and everything on TikTok, but damn, like it's just filled with so many fucking guys that are trying to be sexy, It's like, don't be a fucking guy trying to be sexy. It's, they see him there, you see him there, they're fucking biting their bottom lip like they're Michael Jackson. Next they're fucking thrusting or gyrating their hips towards you, and it's like, what the fuck? It's like gyrating the hips towards the camera, but really it's like when you're watching it, it's like they're gyrating it straight into your fucking face. And it's like, dude, you just, after seeing all of that shit, it was just like, man, I don't know if TikTok is the right thing for me. But then again, you get the hot girls dancing on there as well, but you got to be careful. Some of them look like they're possibly minors. You know what I mean? So TikTok wasn't really for me, because it was just too much of that, man. It's like, I don't want to see that stuff, man. Stop trying to be sexy. You're either sexy or not. If you're trying too hard, then just fucking stop, man. But you know what? I can appreciate TikTok for what it is in terms of marketing, because I feel like if you're a dancer, a comedian, or even just a singer, it's quite a good platform, because all these, when people are making videos like 15, 60 seconds, whatever it is, and they use a clip of a song, that song gets stuck in your head. So for these like new artists out there, I feel like it's quite a good platform, because all these music, your song, it gets stuck in people's head. Like, it's catchy. Like, I've even gone and after hearing like a song, it's just, search for it on Spotify, and that's been added to my playlist now. So I mean, I guess it's good in regards to that. And a lot of these songs, man, you know damn well that what Tiger's about to do. He's out there fucking remixing all these fucking viral songs. So you got a hot song out there, you damn well know that Tiger's gonna give you a call and be like, "Let me jump on the remix." But with all due respect, Tiger does make a good remix. So shout out to Tiger. So yeah, I only lasted on TikTok for about a week, and then I just kind of got over it, stopped making videos. But who knows? Maybe if I get a little bit bored, I might make a couple other videos. But I like to keep it comedic, none of that dancing. Everyone does the same dance on there as well. It's like, I don't even know what the dance moves kind of like mean. It's they do shit like they clap like they're a fucking alligator, like one palm up, one palm down, and do all these fucking body rolls and these fucking Degeneration X, like bang, bang, bang. And then they keep doing this one thing where you do fucking finger pistols, and you're like, they do. If you just listen to this, I was just kind of like showing the moves. So go check it out on YouTube, youtube.com/foreverbetterpodcast. But they do all these dance moves. I don't even know what that means. Apparently, that means something with the finger pistols pointing towards each other. I'm not too sure, and that's why I feel like maybe I'm just getting old. I'm losing touch. I'm not in with the young crowd anymore. But other than that, man, it's like what else? What else has there? What else has been going on? You know, I mean, I've noticed like even when you go to the shopping center, like there are more and more cars out. So I feel like people are kind of getting over the lockdown. They're bored at home, bored in the house, bored in the house, bored. They're bored at home, so they're just out and about doing shit now. Um, but it's kind of obviously it's kind of like throwing everyone into a crazy loop because it's like every day feels the same. You know, someone asks you what day is it? Is it Monday? Is it Tuesday? And it's like who the fuck cares? Because you got shit all to do anyway. But every day feels the same. It's like it's a struggle to get into routine. And I found that because I'm not, wasting that much energy during the day, that I'm going to sleep later, you know. Um, so I found myself going to sleep at like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. these days, just because during the day, obviously, I'm not, out and about, walking around, burning some calories and all of that stuff. Um, so every day I wake up, it's like, I don't know what day it is. Can I finally go back to work? Like, what's going on? Um, and it kind of hit me because I was, just one night I was watching Home Alone. You know, this is probably like 1:30 late at night or early in the morning, whatever you want to call it. I'm just sitting there, laying on the couch watching Home Alone. Got me some salt and vinegar chips, So 1:30 in the morning, watching Home Alone, laying down, got salt and vinegar chips by my side, just eating. Um, you know, put that fucking isolation 10 on, where you gain an extra 10 kilos during isolation. So you got my fucking fat stomach hanging out, wearing that shirt that fit me 3 hours beforehand, but now because I've eaten so much, it doesn't fit me anymore. So it's kind of turned into a crop top. My fucking belly's hanging out. Eating salt and vinegar chips don't give a fuck if I get fatter or not. Um, and then that music in Home Alone, that dun 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 dun, dun. And I realized I'm like, damn, I'm watching a fucking Christmas movie, and it's April. Like, don't get me wrong, Home Alone's a classic, and that's one of the movies that you can watch 100 times and never get sick of. Um, but it hit me. I was like, damn, I'm watching a Christmas movie. Like, what the fuck's gotten into me? And I realized it kind of, that period where, all right, after Christmas, and then you just, between Christmas and New Year's. So, like, once Christmas is over, you're kind of just waiting for New Year's and for that new year to start. Because, during that period, it's like, you're probably off work. A couple businesses are closed. And same thing, you don't know what day it is, you don't give a fuck about anything, you just had a mad Christmas meal. So, the diet's out the window, diet starts next year. Um, and then, yeah, you don't care what day it is, and it kind of feels like that, I guess you can say. Because, businesses are closed, people aren't working, obviously for different reasons. And, yeah, same thing, you don't know what day it is. You're not exercising because gyms are closed. I mean, you can go out for a walk and stuff like that, but, you're not doing the same type of exercise that you were doing before. So that's what it kind of feels like to me. And, like, even it was, like, the day after that, I was up until 2 a.m. watching fucking Sister Act, Well, when's the last time I watched Sister Act? Probably back when my cousin had it on VHS. So, I mean, it's good. It makes you feel nostalgic, which we all like. So, but it's just, what fucking day it is, man. We're not in a routine. And I think that kind of, because I asked my mum, I was like, Mum, you want me to get you some lollies? And, no, sorry, I told my mum I was going to the shops, and she was like, oh, can you get me some lollies? And I was like, all right, I'll get you some lollies. But last time I was at the shops, they were running low on lollies. And she was like, oh, it's because it was Halloween? I was like, what? Halloween? It's fucking April. Halloween was in October. Halloween. Like, where'd you get that from? So, it's. I think she's feeling it as well. But she's also old, so I don't know if it might be Alzheimer's. So who knows? It's one or the other. But let's just say it's because we're in the midst of the quarantine chronicles. Let's just say that. But other than that, it's like there's not much else to watch. You know what I'm saying? I've been watching. Obviously, when the fourth season of Money Heist came out, I watched that. I binge watched that in like an evening. And I was also watching. I started watching a couple of days ago, and I've kind of binge watched that as well. It's Cable Girls on Netflix. Another Spanish TV show, on Netflix show, I guess you can say. And I don't know what it is with these Spanish Netflix shows, but damn, man, the women, they're fucking dime pieces. Fucking Tokyo from Money Heist, and then Alba from Cable Girls, Las Chicas del Cable. I don't know if that's how you say it. I probably should have never even tried. But I should fucking learn some Spanish. Yeah, Alba or Lydia Aguilar. Damn, man, these girls are fucking fine as hell. Because Lydia Aguilar, I think the lady that plays her named Blanca something, but she fucking looks like Jazzy Fit on Instagram, one of the fitness influencers on Instagram. You know, damn, man, she's so fucking beautiful. That fucking porcelain looking skin, hair that you'll find on a fucking My Little Pony, fucking lips. You know when you got perfect shaped lips, like the fucking candy lips. Yeah, man, that's what she looks like. But I've been watching that, man. They're both good shows. I don't know what the Spanish are doing, but they fucking do it well. Um, some of the things in that Cable Girls was a little bit weird. There's people on there. They get shot once, not even in the head, like some other body part, and they die straight away. But then you've got the grandma who fucking has been got into a car accident, got fucking had a metal pole go straight through her, has also been shot at a separate time, and this lady's like 90 something years old, but yet she lives throughout the whole thing. She survived both of them accidents, but then you've got the younger people that got shot once and they died. Like 50 Cent got shot 9 times, he survived. So that's like the crazy part of it. But otherwise, it's definitely a good show. Definitely recommend watching both of those, Money Heist and Cable Girls. Other than that, it's last night or yesterday I watched that Michael Jordan documentary, The Last Dance. So that came out on Monday. It's Wednesday today, by the way, Wednesday, April 22nd. That came out on Monday evening. But I was balls deep in Cable Girls watching that. So I watched the Michael Jordan documentary yesterday. So the first 2 episodes came out. Obviously, there was a lot of hype around this. A lot of people been waiting for it. And so was I, man. Like, anytime a new documentary comes out, especially about someone who's got that legendary status, it's always an exciting watch. Plus, Netflix been doing these documentaries right, man. They're real good. So The Last Dance came out, and prior to this coming out, Michael Jordan was, he put it out there that, he's saying, he feels like this documentary is going to make him look like an asshole. And I guess you can say that's obviously in the time that Jordan was playing, I think it was like mid 80s or something, to late 90s. It was a different era then, and it's like, you didn't have the social media you do now, so you couldn't get a good insight into, people that were that famous. You didn't get like that great of an insight into their personalities compared to what you do now. Because you're talking about the fucking era of fucking dial-up internet and everything. So, but obviously it's like because you kind of know a little bit more about Kobe Bryant, And when you look at Kobe, he had that mentality where, you know, you just had to be great when you were around him, and if you were after anything less, then he couldn't relate to you. And I think Michael Jordan kind of like touched on that when he was giving his speech at Kobe Bryant's memorial. So obviously Jordan had the same type of mentality, like where it's just like you just had to be great. Otherwise, he was just gonna fucking lose his shit at you. So he, and I think they touched on that in the documentary. He was like, you know, his goal is to win at all costs, even if he has to do it himself, which I think is definitely an interesting thing. Like when you settle for nothing less than fucking winning, like what type of mentality you have to have. So even if you kind of, obviously Jordan, you know, like I said, mid 80s to late 90s, like, yes, that's what I grew up with. Even though I was like never the biggest basketball fan in terms of like watching basketball. I don't even know if we had that available on TV back in the day. You know, because obviously we didn't have like, you know, pay TV all the time. So I don't even know if they used to show it on the free to air TV. So even if you, someone like me who just doesn't even know that much about Michael Jordan, but obviously I probably know a little bit more than, you know, the person that doesn't watch basketball at all. But just watch the documentary so you can kind of like get an insight into someone's mind, like someone who has achieved a lot, like had basically nothing and achieved so much. Because I think he came out, he's worth like $2 billion now. So I'd say watch the documentary just for that, because, you know, it shows you how ruthless he was. And I think it was episode 2 when they kind of like touched on Scottie Pippen as well, which was actually like good to see, because, you know, Jordan was saying that like when you speak about his name, you should speak Scottie's name as well. So it was good to see him like giving the credit, or giving that type of credit to Scottie, because, you know, Scottie was Jordan's like right hand man throughout the whole thing. And even though Scottie wasn't being paid that much as well, like he had all these fucking amazing stats where he was like second in points for the team, but like first in assists and like all these crazy stats. Like he was up there, he was always like the first or second, but yet he was like being paid really, really poorly. He was like the 122nd highest paid player in all of the NBA at the time. But yeah, Jordan was still out there giving him his props, you know. So I think that was kind of like good to see, because Scottie doesn't get the same type of praise, obviously, as Jordan does. But yeah, it was kind of like, you know, you'd see Jordan and he was just constantly saying that he wants to do everything to the highest level all the time, and yeah, if you can't relate to that, then he's not gonna like you. So I think that's kind of what he's touching on when he's like, you know, it's going to make him kind of look as an asshole, like an asshole, because he just demands greatness from everybody. He doesn't want you to be that one person that holds the team back. But he kind of brought back some memories, you know. Of my childhood, because yeah, Jordan was like the man growing up, but he kind of it reminded me of fucking basketball cards back in the day, man. Because my brother and I used to collect basketball cards, same as my cousins. So we always used to go to the shops and or save up our pocket money and get some basketball cards from the local shops, and you know, it's my brother used to buy like the Beckett all the time. So the Beckett was like a little booklet, and it would come out, I don't know if it was like every month or whatever it was, and it would tell you how much each basketball card was worth. So I used to buy that all the time, and we used to like go through our basketball cards. All right, how much is this worth? How much is this worth? And then, you know, he would make fun of me. He's like, you got that one. It's only worth $1. I got this one. It's worth $5. Like shit like that. And then my cousin would always come around, you know, look at the Beckett, look at our basketball cards. He only lived around the corner, my older cousin, and he he was kind of like known around town as the boogeyman, because one day, well, yeah, the boogeyman, like leaving boogers everywhere. Kind of like similar to with the mafia and the horse's head. That was his calling card, the fucking booger. Um, so one day he's coming over, he's looking at the Beckett and he's picking his nose. Next thing you know, there's a fucking booger on the Beckett. Obviously, me being the youngest, it's like, trying to put the blame on me. But it's like, it wasn't mine. He's the fucking boogeyman. Don't put that fucking blame on me. And yeah, there's just a fucking big booger on the fucking Beckett. And they're all trying to put the blame on me. And it's like, there's 3 of us in here. That's 6 nostrils. Don't put the blame on me. He's got the boogeyman fucking, calling card. Put the blame on him. So that just kind of, I don't know why, but that just kind of reminded me of that, man. That's like the good old days. Getting playing basketball cards and everything. And also reminded me of this one story where it was like, because I never actually owned any basketball jerseys or anything like that. I never had any Jordan shoes. Obviously, after this, it's like he kind of wants me. I kind of want to buy a fucking Jordan fucking hoodie or something like that. So I guess after this documentary and everything like that, I think there's like another 8 episodes to come out. That Jordan brand's probably going to become stronger than ever because I already know at Culture Kings. It was I think it was last week, and I only tried to, but I know they were releasing some new Jordans. It had like it was like a black and purple, colorway, and then next thing you know, I look on their I followed them on Instagram, and they were like, it's released now, and you look at the post, and it was like 20 minutes ago, but then you go online, and like every single one is sold out. Like that's how quickly that shit sells out. And then you look at comments that were like made 2 minutes after the post, and it was like, 2 minutes and everything's already sold out. Like that's crazy. And I looked at a couple of their other upcoming drops. So there's a few cool Jordans coming out. I don't know if I'm going to try and pick me up ones because I feel like it's just going to sell out anyways if you're not online in the first like 5 seconds. Or maybe I'll just cut myself a hoodie or something like that, So, and then in terms of what was I talking about? Kind of got sidetracked. Yeah. So I never had a basketball jersey or anything like that. And I remember one time my dad came around, so he wasn't really around. Would come by every fucking knows. And then he got me some basketball cards. We went out somewhere, who knows where it was. He got me some basketball cards. I opened them in the car and I'm looking through them, and I was like, "Oh, what's this?" And he was like, "Oh, you want a free jersey? You want a free All Stars jersey?" And I was like, "Oh, wow, I want a free jersey." I was probably like 8 years old at the time. And then he was like, "Oh, give it to me. I'll go get it for you." I was like, "All right, I'm 8 years old. I can't do that shit myself. You get it for me. Take this card, go get it for me. Claim my prize for me." And it was like a little bit later. I don't know when it was. Let's just say a month later, because obviously I don't remember. He rocked up at home. He came to visit, and he's like, "Check this out," with what he's wearing. And I was like, "Oh, that's mine." It was the fucking basketball jersey, the fucking All-Stars jersey. And he was like, no, it's not going to fit you. So it's mine. And just my fucking heart shattered at that point in time. My only chance to get a jersey. And I didn't get the jersey. I got the jersey, but I didn't get the jersey. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, my heart fucking shattered at that time. And, I could have grown into it. But no, I didn't get the jersey. You know what I'm saying? I got the jersey, but I didn't get the jersey. That's like one of those things that we were obsessed about when we were kids, man. Basketball cards, and we had a little basketball area in the backyard, a little hoop, and everything. And we would always, when we were playing, it was like, I'm Michael Jordan, I'm Jason Kidd, I'm Dikembe Mutombo. And they'll be like, no, you're Tony Kukoc. I don't want to be Tony Kukoc. I want to be Jordan. Oh, how about you be Scottie Pippen? I want to be Jordan. Like shit like that. And yeah, like what about fucking Pokemon cards as well? Hey, like, that's what we were kind of like obsessed about when we were kids. Well, I was obsessed about that. I remember I was calling all the different places because everyone had these Pokemon cards. I wanted some Pokemon cards too. So you started calling all the places. My mom was like, "All right, I'll buy you some Pokemon cards." And like you're calling all the places, they're all sold out. So we're looking for a place to buy some cards, and then finally I found the place, and you get that fucking starter pack, 150 cards. You get a hologram Machamp there as well. 150 cards, you get a hologram card that's a Machamp. So everybody that bought the starter kit had that fucking Machamp. Is that a Machamp? I don't know what it was like. He was kind of like the Goro from Mortal Kombat, but he was made out of stone. Um, and then you start dealing them at primary school, and it got to the point where it's like, because it was just so crazy, and primary school banned Pokemon cards at school. And then, but people were still obsessed and still wanted to do deals, so they come up to you on the slide and be like, "Hey, I heard you got that Charizard. What are trades? Meet me in the toilet at recess. I'll be in the disabled store number 7. Knock 3 times and I'll let you in." Doing crazy deals in primary school, trying to get the latest Pokemon cards. And I remember, even when I went to the Philippines, it was like, fuck the sightseeing. I'm on the hunt for Pokemon cards. You know what I'm saying? But I remember at one time when 2 of the boys, they were collecting cards together. They were like, "I heard you got this and that and that. You got that Jigglypuff. I'll give you a Charizard for your Jigglypuff. I'll bring it tomorrow. We'll go in the toilet, make the swap." So just 3 fucking little kids in the disabled toilet. And if anyone saw us at that time, I remember, man, I was scared. My heart was beating. Because you know how they've got that little gap at the bottom of the toilet stall? It's like a 30 centimeter gap. If you see 6 pair of feet, or 3 pair of feet, if you see 6 feet in there, 3 pairs of feet, then you know damn well that's not just one guy taking this shit. You know damn well there's a dirty deal going on at that point in time. So if any teacher saw us, my heart was beating. But at the same time, I got myself a Charizard. But yeah, I don't know what else has been going on, man. People are just bored, Might buy myself a Jordan jersey. But yeah, man, it's like some boring times. What's everybody up to? Fucking nothing. So one of the things that I don't kind of enjoy, what I love not seeing now, is like those fucking, those girls that go out to nightclubs and they'll put like 30 stories up on their Snapchat or even their Instagram story, and the 30 stories is just fucking, it's either just the DJ, just everybody else at the nightclub and just music, or them with it on selfie and them like lip syncing into the camera, shaking their small titties and shit like that. It's like I enjoy not seeing that right now, because sometimes you be looking through those stories and it's like, you just wasted 6 minutes of my life. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, what the fuck are you doing? And I know what you're saying. You can maybe just don't watch the stories. But every now and again, there's a little hidden treasure in those stories. You'd be like flicking through. All of a sudden, you see your friend is with like this really hot girl, and that's your opportunity to be like, "Who's that girl? Who's that? Is she single? Who's your friend?" But a lot of the other time, you're just left with disappointment. You just go through all those stories and there's nothing in there, no treasure at all. So I'm really enjoying not seeing that, to be honest with you. Yeah, just because it's like when you're at the nightclub, it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Why do you have 30 stories on uploaded? 30 stories of nothing. It's like, are you just trying to show off that you're out and about? you're at a nightclub, or you're just trying to pretend like you're having fun. You know what I mean? It's like, well, what are you doing? Why can't you just have fun in the moment? Yeah, maybe upload 1 or 2 stories, take a photo with your girls, take a photo with your boys, um, put that shit up, put 1 or 2 of them up. You know, one video you dancing, but when it's like 30 or some shit like that, like, alright, man, that's too much. And a lot of the time you'd be like singing and everything like that, and it's like, stop it. You know, we don't want to see your fucking drunk ass all over the fucking camera. So yeah, other than that, it's kind of like, damn, man, I don't know what else. You know what I'm saying? Actually, one thing I have noticed is that fucking a lot of these Instagram influencers now have kind of turned to OnlyFans. So if you don't know OnlyFans, it's like some website where you upload exclusive content for a price. I don't know what it is, like $20 a month or something like that. Well, people will have to pay $20 a month to view the content you put up. So generally, something like that, you're uploading nudes, I guess you can say. Well, it is what it is. Yeah, you're uploading nudes. But I know a lot of Instagram influencers have been, creating their OnlyFans account. So does that mean it's like a struggling time for influencers? Or is it just they just like being nude? Like, fair enough if it is, if you just like being nude, or because I don't know, I don't get it, because it's like, what's all these people doing buying other people's OnlyFans? Is it like you want to see that one person naked so badly? If I wanted to see people naked, I'd probably just use Pornhub, to be honest with you. But I feel like at this day and age, like right now, because people got nothing to do and they're bored out of their mind, I've heard that Pornhub is booming. So yeah, the porn industry is kind of like thriving from this. I don't know the statistics. I know they came out with some of the statistics a couple weeks ago, and they said that it's porn's going crazy, and COVID-19 can't be transferred through vaginal fluid or semen. So, the porn stars still have work, as long as the other people aren't. Well, porn is still safe, I guess you can say, as long as they haven't been out and about catching it in other ways. Catching it as in COVID-19. I know there's a lot they can catch, but COVID-19 I'm talking about. But yeah, the porn industry is booming. So if you're interested in going out into the dark web, go for gold. But the thing about porn is like, I've always wondered what the premium Pornhub offers. Like, what is it? If you're gonna pay for premium content on Pornhub, what is it? Obviously, OnlyFans would just be like, people that don't get naked, well, that are only gonna get naked for money. But then premium content on Pornhub, like how? Because some of the shit you see on there is already fucking like dirty as hell. Like how dirty does it get on the premium one? It's kind of if you know the answer to this, if you've got premium, let me know. Because I'm interested to see what that extra dollar gets you. Because I feel like sometimes they advertise for $1. But the worst is when you go on Pornhub and they've got like a recommended for you section, and you're like, what is this? Recommended for me. And then you go through the videos, and then it's got it's like it's fucking transvestites or something like that. Not transvestites, yeah, like transgender people. Like you see what you think is a girl, or you see a girl, she's got the boobies, but then she's also got the dick, and it's like, how is this on the recommended for me? How did that come up? Like, who said I like this? You know what I'm saying? Like, where did you get your information from? Did someone tell you I like guys? Did someone tell you I like transgenders? I didn't say that. Did someone else say it? It's because I can't remember saying that, but I don't know. Maybe I said it at one time. That was just a joke. Because I didn't say anything like that. But other than that, it's like, what else is there to watch? Because that's all we can really do at this point. We're still trying to wait for everything to reopen. How long until it reopens? Honestly, don't know. So yeah, man, it's some crazy times out there, and I've heard that the New South Wales government is saying that schools are going to reopen May 11th. At the moment, like I said, April 22, so a lot can happen from now until then, and it's kind of like I don't know, everything changes so quickly, so I don't know if that's like 100%, obviously, because we went from stage 1 lockdown to stage 2 lockdown in like 3-4 days, which is a crazy thing. So they've said that schools are going to open May 11th, and like students will be required to go to school like 1 day a week. So obviously, I think more information is going to come out on that, because that's the only information that I heard. Otherwise, because that's going to be crazy. Like everything else is closed. Well, the non-essential businesses are closed. But schools are going to reopen, and then you're going to have like 20, 30 kids in a room at one time. Like, how come it's just a 1 day? Do you think coronavirus doesn't come out to play on Mondays or something like that? But I'd hate for, obviously I would just wait for, before we comment on that further. Obviously I'm not like a legit news outlet, but before we comment on that further, we just got to wait and see, because if it's just, go to school 1 day a week, and it's like, I feel like that could kind of like, probably not the best idea, but what do I know? Yeah, I don't know what else other than that, guys, but I hope you're enjoying these podcasts and everything like that. I know today was a little bit more light-hearted compared to the first one, but I'm enjoying these, man. Talking to you guys and everything like that. It's going to be some fun times with this one. We just need to get you going with the content, have more things to talk about. But I know UFC's coming out I think it's May 9th in America, but May 10th in Australia. So I'm definitely excited for that, because we need some damn fucking sports going on. UFC is like the only thing I watch, because we need some, we need some damn sports going on, because from what I've seen, like ESPN is showing some fucking crazy sports, like fucking, pea shooting or some shit like that. Fucking ring toss championships. It's like they're dying for some more content as well. So that's episode 2 of the podcast, man. It's crazy times, man. Quarantine Chronicles. Crazy times. But we're gonna wrap it out there. As always, gonna finish it off with some shout outs. Shout out to you guys, man. If you're still listening to this, then shout out to you. Appreciate your support. Send this to your friends. Give them a little bit of entertainment. Shout out to Fila for this dope ass hoodie. I think Fila and Culture Kings. And yeah, man, I feel like that's all the shout outs I got. Shout out to the Michael Jordan doc, keeping me entertained. Cable Girls, keeping me entertained. If there's any other cool shit that you feel like I could watch on Netflix, send them through. Give me some entertainment. If anything you want me to talk about next time, send that shit through as well. And I think I might just go ahead and buy that Jordan hoodie. But thanks for listening, guys. I love you. Stay safe.